Welcome to the mysterious universe. Dear friends, Zambia is a country located in the southern Africa region, with a republican form of government. This is a wonderful opportunity for those who love exploring natural beauty and unique cultural heritage. Although not among the most developed economies, but Zambia impresses with its majestic natural wonders and incredibly diverse ecosystem. This country has famous natural wonders like Victoria Falls, one of the most majestic and spectacular waterfalls in the world, along with wildlife sanctuaries. The most remarkable aspect is the chance to encounter rare animals in their natural habitat. Zambia doesn't stop there, it also stands out for its rich and diverse historical heritage. From the dawn of time, when the Khoisan people still inhabited this land, under the influence of a friend in the 13th century, until European explorers arrived in the 18th century, and during the period of British domination in the 19th century, each historical phase left a profound imprint. Finally, October 24, 1964 arrived. Zambia officially gained independence, ushering in a new era for the country, under the leadership of the first president, Kenneth Kauter. But the strange and mysterious things in Zambia don't stop there. Africa is the promised land, still concealing countless wonders. From mysterious tribes to unique customs around the world, or the unique, exotic dishes that can only be found in Zambia and nowhere else. Shrouded in mist and haze, the strange and bewildering things lie obscured. Join us to explore the mysterious Vu Chao through this video. This strange and utterly mysterious journey can only be found in Zambia. Let's explore what makes Zambia unique. When a daughter comes of age, a coming-of-age ceremony should be held for her. In Zambia, when girls reach puberty, they must undergo a traditional rite of passage called the initiation ceremony, also known as Chisungu. During this time, the atmosphere becomes much livelier as everyone gathers to brew rice wine together. Hunting and food preparation are incredibly diverse and abundant. Meanwhile, the girls had to endure long days of isolation, from 2 weeks up to 10 months. During this period, they lived in isolation in a small room, along with some elderly women. Those women will become a strong emotional support, always ready to guide and uplift others. Impart to the girl valuable knowledge about the role of a wife, the mother, and the traditional cultural traits of the ancient tribe. After their prison term ended, they were taken to the riverbank to wash themselves clean. The place was packed with merchants, wrapped head to toe in thick carpets. When the girl was brought back to the village, everyone joined together in song. Jumping around, the father will hold a spear. This is an ancient weapon with a long shaft, a pointed tip, and a gracefully curved shape. After shaking out the rug, the mother handed her daughter a broom. Oh my, even though I know every place has its own unique customs, such customs are too outdated and backward. Here are the translations. As a former British colony, you can easily use English in Zambia. But that doesn't mean this is the only language used here. Conversely, Zambia is home to approximately 73 different tribes, a tribe with its own distinct language. Therefore, when you come to Zambia, learning local languages can bring significant benefits, especially in rural areas and remote villages, in places where English is not widely spoken. For example, in the Lozi tribe, Litu Meji, mastering words like these will surely bring you many benefits. Here are the natural English translations for the given Vietnamese phrases, depending on the context. At the same time, it is necessary to build a closer and more connected relationship with the local community. When you come here to explore or travel, Duck Han City voted the most livable place. Trucks carrying tons of goods rumbled along the bumpy dirt road. The ore smelters and other minerals spew thick black smoke into the sky. This is the everyday scene in Kapui, Zambia. Like many other places in the mineral-rich southern Africa region, mining has become Zambia's economic backbone. The Kapui government began mining lead in 1004. After the mine ceased operations in 1994, Kapui is facing many financial difficulties. Nowadays, quite a few people still sneak into abandoned mining areas to extract lead ore. People reuse old tailings to sell. As a result, while the industrial coal mining industry has ceased operations in Kapui, illegal mining activities continue unabated, exposing people to harmful pollutants. Coal mining has turned Kapui into one of the most polluted places in the world, ranking 4th in pollution levels. Kapua is even considered one of the world's top 50 resorts. Sacrifice Zone. Mr. Kabumbe Valentine Mitsukanya, the head of the Pollution Investigation Program at Zambia Consolidated Copper Mines, ZCCM, stated, "The events unfolding in Kapui are truly astonishing. He believes that many children live near mining areas. The blood lead level reached 80 micrograms per deciliter. Here are the natural English translations for the given Vietnamese text. For a long time, medical experts have considered blood cholesterol levels a crucial indicator. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, this ant venom is one of the most potent neurotoxins. The blood concentration is at 5 micrograms per deciliter. This can affect children's behavior and learning ability. The ineffective management of leftover materials after extracting fiber from ore, alongside the byproducts generated during the smelting process. Here are the 3 English translation options, choose one based on context. The water and air in Kam Ki have been polluted for decades. However, despite numerous efforts to address the issue of environmental pollution, approximately 50,000 Kapkwe residents are believed to still be alive. From the dust particles in the air filled with toxic lead, and the food grown on lead-contaminated soil is truly a concerning issue, folks. Pre-wedding buffet party. In the Bac Giang Pia region, there exists a tribe called the Bemba. And its formation has an incredibly rich history. The legend tells of Mukalumpi, chief of the Luba tribe. He married Mrs. Mumbi Liu Lumakasa, the man from the Andu horse tribe. She has 3 sons named Chiti, Elkan, and Katongo. But that person fled the kingdom of Luba after a conflict. To expand the kingdom's territory, Bemba invaded weaker tribes, seized their land and resources, and abducted women. Elkan and Chiti have passed away and were laid to rest in the royal tomb of Mgwa Lul. And due to the influence of westernization, particularly the spread of Christianity, many traditional customs have gradually disappeared or are only preserved in some rural areas. But the wedding customs here remain truly unique, deeply traditional, though somewhat outdated in certain aspects. When a man wants to get married, he must bring plates called tumbali, bringing a lot of money to the bride's house for the wedding. This is similar to the Western custom of women proposing marriage. When the proposal is spoken, the plates will be returned to the young man. It was piled high with food. This process is called Chizakele El Salamu. After that, the 2 parties will negotiate the bride price, also known as Mpongo. The buffet party held before the wedding ceremony is called Isalonga Molilo. This name means the fire festival is held in honor of the goat. The purpose of this event is to show your family how skilled your wife is at cooking. This also means the groom can freely eat and drink at his in-laws' house. After several years of happy marriage, a Benba couple. Here, the bride's family often expresses gratitude and appreciation for the groom by holding the Meta Beato ceremony. It's like a pre-wedding buffet but with more food options. The final topic related to pre-wedding cuisine is Coca-Cola. That was the meal prepared by the bride's parents for the groom, a common custom among all tribes in Zambia. The Benba people primarily eat El Sima, a traditional ethnic dish made from corn and vegetables. This dish is served with a fermented beverage made from cassava and cornmeal. This dish is served as a substitute for juice or water when hosting guests. Initially, Benba could also brew a type of beer called Katobi or Chipumu on his own. A small collection may be tiny, but it holds countless wonders, don't you think? In Zambia, one of the most important cultural rules is to always accept an invitation to eat or drink. It's not acceptable to refuse. When you visit someone's house and are invited to stay for a meal, refusing food even after having eaten earlier is still considered impolite behavior. Particularly, not only is refusing food considered impolite, but leaving leftovers during a meal is also seen as disrespectful. And that shows a lack of respect for the effort the host has put into preparing the meal in Zambia. Traditional meals in Zambia are often served in a buffet-style format. Therefore, if you have the chance to visit Zambia, you should carefully consider your food choices to make sure you can finish all the dishes you've ordered. At the same time, this is also a way to show respect to the host, helping to avoid unnecessary misunderstandings. In Vietnam, funeral customs do not distinguish between men and women. Every descendant in the family is allowed to sit by the coffin until the final moments of the funeral. But the people of Zambia have a completely different way of thinking. Here, funerals are conducted according to distinct customs, with clear separation between men and women. According to custom, during the funeral ceremony, men and women must sit separately. Men often gather outside the funeral area. The women gather inside, where they perform funeral rites together, mourning and sharing the pain of loss. During the burial process, the preceding rituals will be carried out seamlessly, without any division. And it also doesn't require distinguishing between genders. Unlike our country's custom of wearing white mourning attire, they wear a type of garment called a kai. This is a traditional cotton fabric printed with distinctive patterns or images like this, everyone. At first glance, you might find it strange, right? But you know, every nation carries within itself a unique culture. They've been following my channel, this probably won. But if you haven't watched it yet, remember to turn it on and watch it all the way through. I'm sure there are plenty of interesting and surprising things waiting for you to discover. In Zambia, Christmas Eve is not only a time to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ, but also a warm occasion for family reunions. At the same time, it is also an indispensable part of the country's culture and traditions. Since the majority of the population follows Christianity, Christmas has become an important religious holiday, connecting people through activities that celebrate and gather in the spring season. The commemorative ceremony began early in the morning with solemn rituals at the church, the place where believers gather to pray and praise the Lord. After the ceremony, everyone continued to celebrate at intimate family gatherings or enjoy the buffet as they pleased. And chicken will always be an indispensable dish in every family meal. Chicken has a delicious flavor and is very easy to prepare. This dish has become an essential main course in Christmas feasts in Zambia. According to them, this dish not only enriches the feast but also, at the same time, this also reflects the hospitality and warmth of the local people. Especially, alongside enjoying dishes rich in traditional flavors, Christmas is also a time to give meaningful gifts to the ones we love. Both are occasions to express sincere feelings and deep gratitude, adding warmth and meaning to the holiday celebration. From preparing meals to selecting gifts, all Christmas Day activities in Zambia are carried out with heartfelt reverence and overflowing joy. Make the holiday truly special and more unforgettable than ever. How about you? What are you planning to eat this Christmas? Everyone, please leave a comment below to share together. Here are the natural English translations for the given options. Tanganyika is not only the longest and deepest freshwater lake in Africa. The lower reaches of the thatched Jiangmia River boast an incredibly abundant aquatic resource. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, Burundi, and Zambia. At the same time, the story also sparked public debate about a mysterious creature. For a long time, people around Lake Tanganyika have whispered about a mysterious presence of a giant and mighty creature living at the bottom of the lake. The people of the Tapwa tribe in northern Zambia call it the god of fishing. Before each fishing season, they often hold a worship ceremony to pray for divine protection, hoping for a smooth and successful voyage. The first reports of this monster appeared in 1893, when the expedition team led by Irish explorer Joseph August Maloney lead the way to the lake area and meet the local missionaries. These prisoners told them about a giant sea serpent, hidden in the depths of Lake Tanganyika, but sometimes they also bask in the sun on the shore. Another program was implemented in 1907, proposed by a British naturalist. Lord Walter Rothschild recounted that he had heard tales of a giant tusked creature tucked away in the southern part of the lake. This place is considered quite majestic and wild. Rothschild did not see the creature directly, but he mentioned that one of the witnesses, a South African police officer, recounted the incident. And he completely believed in those stories. Stories of the Tanganyika Lake monster continued to circulate widely well into the 1900s. The majority come from foreigners, a group that is increasingly appearing in large numbers in the area. In 1914, German Dr. M.B. Tiefelder explored along the remote shores of Lake Tanganyika in Burundi. He established a medical station to support the response to the alarming sleep epidemic. One day, he went hunting with a local guide named Eugene Nair. This person led him on a stroll around the lake area, which bordered a steep cliff. At this place, they witnessed a creature so bizarre that the German doctor could not find any words to describe it. That was a giant sea monster, which he later estimated to be up to 30 meters in length. He told about that monster. Suddenly, since yesterday, I've seen a strange creature that looks exactly like a snake, appearing out of nowhere. T slither like a snake but moves vertically across the water. I headed straight to the area near the rocky shore, where I lay motionless. It has no legs, and near its head are slender, fin-like structures growing on both sides. The animal's entire body is covered in light brown fur, thick and smooth, with no scales. The animal's head was hard to recognize, as it only surfaced briefly above the water. But not large and not clearly distinct from the body. T resemble a snake. However, its mouth looks quite narrow and long. The giant beast, after wading through the otters for a while, suddenly turned its head, plunged into the lake, and crashed violently into the undulating waves. However, none have been able to provide verified evidence. Therefore, it's hard to determine what the truth really is. Because descriptions of them vary greatly, from a small, gentle reptile to massive, heavy creatures resembling hippopotamuses. This makes one wonder, Could there be many monsters living in this lake area? However, whether the story is inspired by real creatures or entirely a product of imagination, the Tanganyika Lake Monster has become a famous and bizarre legend across Africa. Especially for the Tapkwa ethnic people in northern Zambia, the endless searches came to an abrupt end. With a depth of up to 1,436 meters, ranking second in the world, and a length of 670 kilometers, this lake. The strange log and the shocking discoveries. Around 500,000 years ago, ancient humans in Africa knew how to join wood to create large-scale structures. According to a study published on September 21, notched and carved wooden logs buried in the sand in Zambia have been described in detail. This discovery has significantly pushed back the timeline in the recorded history of structural woodworking techniques. Previously, the oldest known specimens of this craft were 9,000-year-old pottery foundations discovered in the Lake District of England. Dr. Annie Milk, an archaeologist from the University of Reading, UK, stated that products made from ancient wood are extremely rare. Organic materials often cannot remain intact after thousands of years due to decomposition. Almost nothing has been preserved intact. Dr. Milk stated that it remains unclear what structures early humans built in Africa. Dr. Milk shared that the new discovery proves prehistoric humans used wood not only to make shovels or digging sticks, but also for various other purposes. But also aims for more ambitious creative ideas, such as podiums or walkways. Just that we didn't. These logs were discovered by a team of international scientists in 2019 near Colombo Falls, a majestic waterfall in Zambia. Here, the Colombo River plunges about 250 meters before flowing into Lake Tanganyika. For archaeologists, this place holds a history full of upheaval. In the 1950s, British archaeologist Esmond Clark discovered ancient stone tools near the waterfall area, as well as the pieces of wood that he believed were used to make hoe handles and spears. The remaining fragments appear to have been burned, possibly making this one of the oldest pieces of evidence of humans creating fire. However, by the early 2000s, the aura of discovery surrounding Dr. Clark had nearly faded. One thing he could never be certain of was the age of the wood. At that time, the only reliable method to determine age was radiocarbon dating. This method is only applicable to objects dating back less than 50,000 years. The wooden pieces discovered at Colombo Falls have been dated to an even earlier time. But no one knows exactly how much longer it will take. Some other researchers question whether humans actually created wooden objects. Dr. Clark also hypothesized that these could be wooden branches that fell into the Colombo River, then were shaped into such forms by sand particles carried by the current as they drifted toward the waterfall. In 2006, Noreen Baum, an archaeologist at the University of Liverpool, and her colleagues returned to Colombo Falls to continue their research. At that time, researchers discovered a new method to determine the age of archaeological sites, based on the mechanism of quartz particles functioning as a geological clock. When natural uranium atoms decay underground, they release energy that becomes trapped within quartz crystals. Over time, these types gradually accumulate more and more energy, the energy that scientists could later measure in their laboratories. The more energy the specimen absorbs, the more it ages. During the 2006 survey of Colombo Falls, scientists discovered additional stone tools. Geophysicist Ziab Dunler from the University of Aberystwyth in Wales collected riverbank sand and spent the following years measuring the amount of energy stored within them. He confirmed that the oldest sedimentary layer contains stone tools dating back 300,000 to 500,000 years. This indicates that those tools existed before modern humans developed civilization. Scientists suspect that they may have been created by an ancient human species that once lived in Zambia, known as Homo heidelbergensis. In 2019, the researchers returned to the falls to continue their work. During this trip, Dr. Dunler planned to apply a new dating method. Even more, this method proves more effective when using feldspar particles compared to quartz. Dr. Dunler used feldspar seeds to determine the age of the artifacts. He observed that these objects belonged to three distinct periods: 487,000 years ago, 390,000 years ago, and 324,000 years ago. Perhaps humans have lived along this river since ancient times, or through countless generations, they have always returned to this place. Currently, scientists are still diligently exploring this area, hoping to uncover new clues to complete the picture of human evolution. Dear friends, Zambia, with its pristine beauty and unique mystique, has always been an ideal destination for those who yearn to explore the strange and mysterious. From its vibrant and diverse culture to its unique natural wonders, This country never fails to captivate travelers. With its magical and mysterious beauty, these strange and unique wonders not only reflect the diversity and richness of Zambia but also affirm the special status of this promised land on the map of Africa. Therefore, if you have the chance, set foot in Zambia at least once to explore. You will undoubtedly be amazed by the mysteries this land brings to the world. Thank you for taking the time to watch this entire video. Thank you everyone, see you soon.